Hey, what's up, everybody? So, there's been an update to the FreeBSD situation that I was talking about yesterday, as well as we just got a brand new update for the PlayStation 5, which is version 10.0, as well as the PlayStation 4 got an update to 12.0. Let's just go ahead and jump in with the first topic here. And in case you didn't know, yesterday I released a video about a FreeBSD security advisory that came out, and we learned that it is going to be affecting the PlayStation 5 and not the PlayStation 4. Now, what we heard just a little bit ago was that Flats did tell people that 8.00 patches the bug that I mentioned in this video right here. So if you do have a PlayStation 5, obviously you do not want to update it. Now, what is interesting here is that we heard from Specter Dev, and he wrote, kind of wild that Sony doesn't seem to care about anyone else in the BSD ecosystem to upstream vulnerabilities and hoard them so they don't get inundated. I'm obviously biased, but it's something I'd be mad about if I was in the BSD community. And what this really means, if you aren't following along, is that Sony has already patched this in PlayStation 5 8.00. And well, they have kept that patch to themselves instead of helping out the broader ecosystem of FreeBSD, which is absolutely a ridiculous thing in my opinion. Now, there was another message over here from Specter, and it was big breakthrough discovered by allocating a bunch of memory you can trigger out of memory. I can't believe Sony won't pay for this novel research. And if we click on the link here, what we see is someone modified my code. I don't know what he did, but he just made it trigger an error every time it's a system error. And that it seems like he's trying to make it copy a payload.bin. And we can jump over to that GitHub repo right here. And so this, if you scroll down into it, this is the overflow WebKit memory leak proof of concept. So there's a bit more explanation in here, and I'm not going to spend time going through all of this, but it's something that I will definitely be checking out pretty soon. Now, let's just go ahead and jump over to the PlayStation 5. So earlier today, there was a brand new update that came out for the PlayStation 4 and for the PlayStation 5. For the PlayStation 4, it bumped up the firmware to 12.0. And for the PlayStation 5, it bumped it up to 10.0. Now, one of the more notable things that I saw in this update was that they are getting rid of this Explore tab, as you can see right here, and they are replacing it with this kind of Welcome hub that has a tiny bit of customization that you can do to it. Now, it looks like for those that's in the United States that updates to this version, they might get a glimpse at what the Welcome Hub looks like. So what I decided to do was to go ahead and take my PlayStation and just go ahead and get this thing updated to the very latest version and update this via the internet. So I'll get this installed and come right back. Okay, so it looks like the very first thing that it wants me to do is to update my DualSense wireless controller device software. So I'm going to go ahead and press update now. Okay, so there really isn't much indication happening on the controller right here. Okay, with this update, it looks like I wasn't one of the people that was selected to get the Welcome Hub, as I just have the Explore Hub right here. And I go back to System Software, Console Information. Yep, right there, I'm setting at 10.00. So taking a look at the system notes, it does state that in version 10.00, the Welcome Hub is now available in the home screen, and that for users that are in North America, this replaces the Explore Hub. Now, you can do things like customize it and see things like battery levels, But the other interesting note was that a limited number of users will receive the Welcome Hub in this update. All users worldwide will receive this enhancement within 1 to 2 months. Now, over on the official PlayStation blog, they have an image of what this will look like, and basically, you can do things like see the battery levels, you can see trophies, there is your online friends, and you can resize this and you can rearrange this in a bunch of different ways. And now here is where it gets back into us not having potential PlayStation 5 themes, because it says, in addition, you can change your Welcome Hub's background. Now, this is only going to affect the Welcome Hub. It doesn't affect anything outside of the hub. So this is absolutely nothing like the themes that we have for the PlayStation 4. And really, it doesn't look like we're ever going to see that again. Now, it says you can choose from a range of design, including some with cool animated effects, or pick out a screenshot from your own media gallery, which I can see that being the most useful. And so for adaptive charging, all that is about is the amount of wattage that your PlayStation 5 is consuming. So if your battery on your controller is plugged into your PlayStation 5 and maybe it's at like 50%, well, it doesn't need to constantly be providing that full charge to that USB device. So this is a bit of a low power consumption mode. Now, there is a few other things in here that probably isn't worth going over outside of there's this ability to restore license. So you can now restore your game license one at a time. And one thing to note is that there was nothing in here regarding security. So if you go back into some of these older ones here and you just do that search for security, there was no mention that that 10.00 update had any security fixes in it. Now, as you can see, there is a lot of items here for 10.00, and if you switch over to the PlayStation 4 12.0, yes, this is the only thing that you see here, and that is we've improved the messages and usability on some screens. And from everything that I've understood so far about what this has, it's basically just referring to this feature right here, which is recommendations about your storage space. So if you're running low on storage space, they will tell you that now. Anyways, I just wanted to provide this kind of quick update here. Hopefully you found something useful out of this, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out.